only problem I had with that whole thing was the way you said Maryland. That was the only problem I had with that whole sentence. But other than that, man.
Dude, 100.
Maryland. What was Maryland? I went down to Maryland.
Yeah. How do you say it?
Oh,
Maryland.
What?
Maryland. That's what you said. Maryland. I'm down to Maryland.
I mean, Maryland's only 2 hours away.
Yeah, no. That's I like the dedication though that you had to getting it done, man. That's a drive people wouldn't have made it.
$50. So. Yeah, it was about what, Mrs. Like 2 hours, 15 minutes ish, give or take.
Too long.
Right.
Too long for a guitar.
God forbid you spend 4 hours with me. So moving on. We only did 12 hours each way to India. 4
and
times
you know what the
in
best
May.
time of that was?
What's that?
You sleeping the whole time.
I know, it was great.
It was.
You know the best time? was when I woke up and I was like, "Hi, officer." And Missy got a speeding ticket.
That sounds about right.
No, he snagged me for doing 85 and a 70.
Yeah, it's a bit nitpicky, I think.
In the middle, mind you. It wasn't like I was in traffic. I was in the middle of that traffic, and he picked me out.
Yeah, Jersey tags.
Oh, wow.
That's why, because it was Jersey tags.
Yeah.
Everybody hates Jersey. And rightfully so, you should. This place sucks.
See, if we had a sign that said we're from South Jersey, not North Jersey, I think it'd be better.
Or worse.
Is there a distinction?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You kidding me?
Yes.
Dude, we've had 3 votes in the last 150 years, since the Civil War. 3 votes to cut the state in half, from like Trenton to Long Beach Island.
Really?
Because those sock cuckers up there, they raise all our taxes down here, because the amount of people that live up there to here is way like unbalanced.
I was thinking about, you got the Jersey Giants up there, you got the Jersey Jets,
Devils. Yeah, I mean the Jersey Giants and Jersey Jets. Yeah, but they call New York, and guess who gets all the tax money? New York, not us. But we built it, and we only get the parking lot fees for 20 years. That's all we get. Everything else, merch and everything else, goes to New York.
You know who won a Super Bowl in that building, don't you? Yeah.
How long ago was that?
Yeah.
That was a while ago.
Just saying. Yeah.
Who
Go
won
Hawks.
years ago?
Yeah. But it wasn't in that building. We're talking about that building.
Oh.
And yeah. Right.
It was Tom Brady, right?
That building. No, it was not. No. Oh, no.
Tom Brady got beat by someone 2 years ago. Who was it?
We defeated the great Peyton Manning is what we did in that building.
Yeah, well, our backup beat the great Tom Brady, so you needed everything.
But it wasn't 43-8.
You needed everything.
43-8.
You needed all your stars healthy. We were like, we went to the local supermarket and got the guy bagging, and
the Kurt Warner story. Yeah, the whole right.
No, I know.
Right, man.
Yeah. There's a lot more Kurt Warner stories out there than you realize. Really,
I'm sure. I don't doubt that, man. I don't doubt that. And that's what's great about sports. That's what's great about this country. You can be a bagger one day, championship-winning quarterback the next. So yeah,
they call it the American dream.
Actually, I'm looking forward to this football season.
Yeah,
because whoever thinks Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski is going to take Tampa Bay to the freaking promised land is ridiculous.
Let's give
Tampa Brady.
Good job, Tampa. Way to go, Tampa.
There's no way. Oh my God.
You got rid of John Gruden, Tampa. You make dumb moves.
Wait.
You just paid
a
50-year-old quarterback.
Who's the quarterback of the is it of the what is that team? Oh, the Patriots.
Cam Newton.
Cam Newton? I know I seen it. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton went to the Pats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Bowl winning Cam Newton.
Wow.
Yep.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Starting, but
Timeout, because see, Belichick knows how to cheat perfectly until he gets caught, and then he's just like, whatever, we'll just move on. To the next cheat. He just finds different ways. Dude, it ain't cheating.
Man, Cam Newton 4 years ago, yeah, then he could be in championship talks. Not Cam Newton now.
Look, it's not cheating until you get caught. Period. Before that, you're just a POS that hasn't gotten caught yet. But in the meantime, you take people's
Patriots got caught. It's like ridiculous.
I'm sorry, that's just funny. Do you want to get like a little bean bag? You got one of those hacky sacks?
What?
You got like one of those hacky sacks? You can put.
I don't. No. It's sitting up on my eyeglass case.
Oh.
And yeah.
Right on. You have a book. You have books, right?
Yeah, I do have books. Yeah.
I know. What's the name of the book again?
Which one? There's My Life and Story, The Outside Groove, forwarded by the legendary Willie T. Ribbs.
Loved it.
Out now on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Books A Million, Kodo, Walmart.com, and
other fine
retailers. That's right. And now just out on released on Amazon Kindle, Faster and Faster, a children's guide to motorsport, myself and Robbie Unser. And that's out now on Kindle. And yeah, we're really proud of that project. And it'll be making its print debut on Indy 500 weekend next month. So about 6 weeks out from that. And a lot of people have been asking for the print version. So
I've seen people been getting emails.
Yeah.
About the cancellation of the Indy 500.
No.
Yeah. The StubHub thing.
But what I want to hear from you, Christian, is what is the atmosphere? By the way, congratulations on the books. Robbie Unser, guy, he was on, He was.
Mm-hmm.
Him being on is the reason why me and Al, I call him Al now, not little Al.
Okay.
Not little Al. He's just Al.
Just Al now. Yeah. Just Al now.
Because when me and him stared at each other uncomfortably for 15 minutes at McDonald's, we finally talked, and Robbie Unser was the first thing out of my mouth. But Robbie Unser, yeah, I know him. See, now we're tight.
Yeah, man.
And then the next night, me and old AL. That's why I call him AL. I don't, like bros do. No, I don't. So, no, we got to enjoy a good half hour of night practice at Gateway. Just me and him enjoying some racing. Two chums just hanging, and that's because of Robbie Gordon, man.
Robbie Gordon? What?
I mean, Robbie
Unser.
Whatever.
What?
That guy. Yeah.
We don't know Robbie Gordon. I don't know Robbie Gordon. No, man.
I'm actually surprised you don't. But moving on. But congratulations on the books, really, man.
No, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Really happy for you, man. But everybody needs to get both. Definitely.
Yes. And I've just started on the third, so when that's ready.
And when you're reading I don't mean to cut you off, but and you're reading, My Life and Story of the Outside Groove by Christian Aleixo.
Nope.
Missy, Christian.
Aleixo.
Yeah, she's not thinking.
Aleixo.
Yeah, Aleixo. So, I can't. I'll never say it, dude. I'll never be able to say it right. I can't talk. Period. Anyway, point being is, make sure you got a box of tissues with you because, man, you're a good writer.
Oh, thank you, bud. I
really
appreciate it.
Dude. There's a part of that book where I'm like, don't turn the page, Missy. Don't turn the page. I don't want to know. I'm telling you, man. I'm not lying. Missy, am I lying?
No, he's not.
See? Yeah. We actually had to pull over the side of the road. So, because I was, okay, now I'm more exaggerating. But it's a really great book, man. And I don't read books, so that's a huge compliment coming from a guy like me. Which
I appreciate that. Yeah, that means a lot knowing that
I mean, yeah. Who am I? I'm nobody. But you know what I'm saying. I don't read books, but I read that, and it takes all. That's all I'm saying. Just go read Just go get the book. That's all I'm saying.
Frank prefers the books on tape.
No. I prefer the books read to me by my wife.
Extra work for her.
She read half of the book. She read half the book, and I'm not joking. No, she read about 40%, and the last 60% I read on my own in the kitchen. And I remember that morning. Yep, it's a good thing I was by myself because I was a blubber. So anyway, but it was a great book, man. Really, really hit me here. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, thank you, bud. Thank you, man.
And a good writer will make you feel something, whatever they want you to feel. If they're a good writer, they will make you feel that, and that's exactly what you did. So.
Oh, thank you, bud. Thank you, man.
Highly recommend it. Highly recommend. So, I'm sorry. Okay, and we were transferring into what, Jared? Before I said that?
I don't remember what you were talking about, but we do actually have a race coming up this weekend that I don't believe we've talked about at all, unless
Road America.
Yes, where I am, the Great Road America. Road America.
Wisconsin.
A.
Yes, one of the great American racetracks, like one of the best in the country, without a doubt.
No, the world, sir. Next to Spa, I go Spa. Road America is mine. It's 1A and 1B, and for the funniest man on live stream is Christian Alexo. For his camera is 1A. No, but seriously, for a natural terrain road course, which I would say Spa is, I don't think they altered Spa too much for that course, right? I mean,
Spa's good.
Yeah, because there's that one turn where if you don't make that, that's 300 feet down. Anyways, it's a really great view. Anyway, I just love Spa for some reason. But would Watkins Glen be considered a natural terrain road course?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a closed circuit.
Okay, so you got Monterey, you got Road America, Watkins Glen. I'm trying to think of natural terrain. I guess Road Atlanta would count as natural terrain, or did they alter that too much? I don't know. Because that dive, it seems very. I mean, when you're there, you're like, did they just choose the steepest hill to build a track on, or did they alter this? I don't know. I mean, for instance, like for instance, Coda, no. Even though it's Texas and it's all flat,
it is literally the one part of Texas that actually has any sort of elevation changes to it.
Right, but they do paint the track onto a big parking lot, it looks like.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider that a natural terrain road course. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But all I'm saying is, when they said that, when I heard that said once, I thought to myself, aren't all road courses natural terrain? I mean, what counts as a non-natural terrain road course? Like Silverstone?
Well, I think it's meant as opposed to a street course.
Well, then why put natural terrain in there? Road course is a road. Street course is a street course. I know the difference between the two. I don't need to do more adjectives.
I hear you. It is adding extra words to it.
Yeah, just say road course. I get it. Road course. You're not on streets.
Yeah.
And the street course, guess where you're not at? In the freaking woods, I bet. I mean, unless you're in a very strange city.
If you consider the palm trees down Shoreline Boulevard to be in the forest at Long Beach.
I don't.
See, but initially road courses were what we call street courses now. And I think just throughout the long tradition of it being called that, it's the name. You can't just, they were originally called
Mayor's asking, what about Bahrain?
I say bah humbug. Actually, Matt, now that I think of it, good point. Not for nothing. What is Bahrain? Is that a road or street course? Because I'm pretty sure it's half and half. That's a good point. I gotta say. All right, Matt. You know what? Touche, Matt. Touche. Jared, Missy, Christian, any thoughts on Bahrain, road or street? Because
It's kind of a hybrid. You could
Yeah.
you could say like Le Mans is a hybrid street course, road course, because there are sections of the track that are explicit for the racetrack and parts that are public roads.
Sir. Okay, then
Hold on.
then
Time
you're
out.
going to tell me that Nürburgring is a road and street course?
Okay, it's if it's private, it's a closed circuit. So if it's a totally closed circuit, then you'd call it a road course. If it's a street circuit, it means it's public roads, where it can be used for public roads and racing. If you have a track that is both of them, like Le Mans is, you call it a hybrid track. Nürburgring, you could say the same kind of thing, because parts of it are closed off racetrack sections and other actual public roads. You could say it's both.
Yeah, and it's real easy to figure out which one's the Grand Prix and the public roads. Does it have graffiti all over it, or does it not?
Exactly.
All right, so Bahrain. So what are we calling that? A
Mm-hmm.
road course or street course?
Yes.
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 Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We'll call it I'm going to call it a racetrack.
A Grand Prix. How about that? Eh? I'm going to call it a track I'll never see in my lifetime, because I'm not going to the desert. You're out of your freaking mind. No, not me. I'm in Jersey and it's too hot.
Yeah. Well, let's when we get some of this Road America preview out here, because we actually had some cars on track today at USF 2000 and Indy Pro 2000. Had a whole bunch of test sessions and official practice leading into some races. I don't know. Yes, Frank, you have a question.
I just wanted to shout out Rob Howden for doing what he does during.
Yeah.
God bless him. He's doing what he loves.
Yeah, just shout him out. Please follow Rob Howden on Twitter.
That
he is there all weekend and will not stop reporting. He knows that there are very few people allowed to attend, and he is doing everything he can to produce as much as he can, and I love it. Rob is awesome.
He is bringing the content, as they say.
Road to Indy Insider.
There you go. .com.
Might have to find out how he can get Facebook Live to work so well, and I can't. But
he's Rob Howden. He has much better equipment than all of us combined, sir.
I know. I'm working on my equipment, but
because it was funny because when he asked me to help him set up his podcast, I was like, do you need any mics?" He goes, "Trust me, I got mics." I was like, "Oh yeah, you're Rob Howden."
Right. Well, if we want, we can check out some of these practice results from Indy Pro 2000 and USF 2000. I'm sure Missy has it pulled up, and so do I.
Missy's got it. Boom, there. Oh, look at that. People can read it backwards, and Missy can say it all screwed up.
No.
It's still backwards for you, Frank? How about that?
Yeah, that's better. Missy, go for it.
I forgot every time I have to change it.
Here we go. Ready, Christian? Settle in. New names.
All right.
There's not new names.
Oh, yeah, there is.
All of you. So let's see. Road America practice for, what is this? Indy
USF
Pro?
2000.
Now you want me to do USF?
We started at the bottom, and then we'll end up here.
With the.
Well, do you see his screen that he's got, Miss?
Oh no, I don't have the big screen pulled up.
Yeah, he's got it pulled up, and he's highlighting. Of course, Cape would be 2 and 3. Hey, Jay Howard, number 1, right on.
Well, I'll pull up mine because that's a little blurry.
Right on, Jay Howard. What is that? No, never mind.
All right, so
but still
US 5000 Road America practice 1. So we have. Oh God, there is new names. What
I know.
Is this? No, I'm not doing this. I don't want to.
He tried to tell you. To be fair though, Frank did try to tell you.
See, I will attempt it.
Hold on. Time out.
To be fair, Frank tried to warn you.
Yeah, Picnic just texted me and he goes, "You better," because this is what I came here to listen. Yes, he did. He just did. Look, see.
Whatever. All right, so we have the new one. Let's see, Christian Rasmussen.
Oh,
yeah, that sounds close enough.
Good.
That's a great name, by the way. I approve of that name.
Yep.
I like Reese Gold too. That's pretty cool.
I like white
Reese
gold myself.
Josh Green. Wyatt.
Josh Green. Was he smoking, Joe?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'm so mature. Wyatt Bree.
Oh
Shychuck.
boy, what was that mess?
What?
Wyatt Breebachuk.
Oof.
Check. That sounds close enough.
No,
Sorry
don't.
Sorry about that. So win a race and I'll learn how to pronounce your name right. Then we got Matt Round Garrido. What? That's the name. Matt Round Garrido.
What? His name is not Round Burrito. What? What?
What?
Round Garrido.
Yeah. Matt Round Garrido. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I said it right. Get out of here. Kyle Dupel. Jack William Miller. Michael D'Orlando. Oh.
Here's a good one for Missy. Here's a good one.
Good miss.
He's
Yeah,
from Wisconsin. He's not even that from Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. He is the local kid.
No, he's
Yeah,
gonna
Gotta
get his name
try.
butchered. No, his name's gonna get butchered too. You've Sandra Morthy.
No,
Sounds good.
not even close.
Yeah.
Not
Close
even
enough. Christian Brooks. Eduardo
It's a great name.
Hello.
I thought so, he spells it with a C though. So
Oh.
yeah,
Nico
I mean, you know,
Christadola. Not even close.
yeah. Nico
Josh
what?
Pearson.
Nico what?
Prescott Campbell. Christian Boggle.
I love that game.
It's a good game.
Yeah. Boggle.
Wait.
Boggle. Whenever you play Boggle, I
Shut
play
up,
Boggle.
Frank. Byjoy Garge.
No, it's Bajoy Gage.
Yeah, okay. He ain't French. Cameron Shields and Arton.
Oh. This is the best.
That's
Mm.
Ayrton, man. Ayrton. You couldn't get Ayrton right?
That's not Ayrton.
You said Arton. It's Ayrton, like Ayrton Senna.
Ayrton,
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you spell Ayrton.
All
Ayrton. It's not Arton.
Ayrton Ori.
Well, and then we also got USF 2000 or Indy Pro 2000.
Oh yeah. Woo hoo hoo.
That one
Okay,
should
you
be
should
much
remember
easier.
some of these.
That one should be easier.
Hey, Parker T up in P4. Red Deer, Canada, DeForce Racing. You know, I am happy that he is with DeForce, I gotta be honest. Because I was like, what teams are left? Oh, DeForce, cool. All right. Cool. He's got so he's got a chance.
Daniel Frost, Devlin DeFrancesco.
By the way, I just want to say, Daniel Frost, Cash, if you're listening to Singapore Singapore boy for you there. So, you know, follow your boy from Singapore, Cash. He's a listener. That's what I'm saying. From Singapore. So, long time.
Cash, what's up? Mm-hmm.
Yep. Everybody loves the Cash Man. That's his name, Cashman. So, I'm not joking. There's a lot more to his name, but Cash and Man is like kind of the end. So I don't know. I can't remember. It's he's Singapore. Yeah.
You're rambling.
I know.
Hunter McElroy.
Wait, what was the second one? I didn't hear that one. Is that Devlin DeFrancesco?
Yeah.
Okay.
Already said it.
Ah.
Parker Thompson. Artem Petrov. Manuel Sulman.
It's Ayrton. Miss.
No, it's not.
I know, I'm kidding.
You know what?
You're making it worse, Frank.
It looks close, doesn't it? It is, and that's funny that there is
Jake-
an Arton.
Jacob Loomis. Brandon Eves. Colin.
All right, you guys.
Nate Arm.
Yep.
Arm-
Well, hold on one second, Missy. We gotta
Wait,
say
time
goodbye
out.
to our guest here. We appreciate you coming on, Christian. We're
Yeah,
sorry
no,
about all
guys,
the
thank you
technical
both for having me.
issues.
No. That's all right, man. That is all right. But yeah, I'm sure I'll be back at some point, and I'll be talking to you guys all soon. All right. Until then, everybody enjoy Road America. Have a safe race weekend. Wear your mask, people. Wear your mask. It's a group project. Beating this pandemic is a group project.
Before you go, Christian, you got a prediction: pole and winner. I guess for both, or just give me a winner for both, right? Because it is a doubleheader, right?
It is doubleheader.
It is.
Who you pulling for this weekend?
I'm gonna go Newgarden and Dixon right now, just because he's hot.
So Newgarden for the first race and Dixon for the second.
First race, Newgarden. Yeah, Dixon for the second. Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
We'll see how that turns out for me.
All right, man.
All right, guys. I'll see you in a bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, bro.
See ya.
Boom. Love having Christian back on. Miss that, man.
Yeah.
that was fun having him on. Always a good time. Always a good time.
Yeah.
Sorry for laughing, Miss. That was a funny that was a funny thing. I'm sorry. That was good. All right, now the screen's all screwy looking.
Yeah, no, you got it'll be
Nate
fixed right there.
Aranda
Where are we streaming from, by the way, Leon?
and Tony Kumia. Close enough.
Anthony
Stingray
Cumia, what?
Yeah, that's what I thought about. I was like, yeah, I don't think.
Antoine Comiao. Oh, it's a very okay. Montreal's you got to do with a very French.
Oh, so basically,
Antoine Comiau.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, like 70% of all the letters don't
Stingray
get
Robb,
pronounced.
Moises de la Vera, Sabri Cook, Charles Finelli, and Bob Kaminsky.
Bobo Kaminsky.
Good on Fat Boy Racing for still coming out there and just having some fun. You know what I mean? That's what true racing's all about, is Fat Boy Racing. You know, you got your Pabst and you got your
the D forces.
Yeah, you know, your normal contenders, but you know, Fat Boy Racing with Finelli, you know, more power to him. You know, what is this, his third year out? I think third or fourth. I want to say.
I think so.
I mean, yeah, he's not new, but I mean, they're not there to win any championships or anything. You know, they're not there to get in anybody's way, which is nice. It's not like, you know, he's a lap down and he's, you know, fighting people. He's never doing that. He's just out there. He's having a great time, you know, and I don't know. I enjoy talking to him. You know, I think they're all great guys. How old is Finelli? Isn't he like about mid-40s, right? Ish.
Well,
I want to say.
I don't know.
Finelli's like mid-40s, maybe. He's not a young buck. I know.
Oh, he is not a young buck at all.
60? I don't want to say 60 because I don't want to be like rude, or like, you know, because I don't know.
Well, we'll play the guessing game here before I show it off. Frank says 60. How old do you say, Missy?
Let's see, he is 57.
Okay, well, clearly Missy.
Oh, seeing, I can see.
Wait, no, Missy's over. Missy's over. He hasn't turned 57 yet. He's only 56. We're playing Price is Right rules. You're over.
Yeah, $1, Bob. I win.
Yep. He is 2 years old. I win.
Sweet.
Yep.
Missy is prepared.
And he's English. Or is that it? No, that's
English is a Juris Doctorate. Interesting.
It's cut off. I can't see it.
Oh.
I don't know why. It might be me. I think I got it.
What's a Juris Doctorate degree?
It's a doctor in juris.
Legal doctorate.
Yeah, he's a freaking lawyer. I guess.
Yep.
Why does it just say lawyer?
Because there is no lawyer degree.
Criminal justice.
Because criminal justice is not a lawyer either. No. I mean, unless you want to go into criminal law.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Criminal.
Yes. Hobbies include sailing, airplanes, dirt biking, and endurance biking.
And everything else lawyers do.
Yes.
Take your money for doing nothing and sending somebody else on their behalf.
Hey, but God bless him. He's doing what he loves.
I love lawyers. Trust me, lawyers are awesome.
I wouldn't get that
Depending on,
far ahead of myself, but
well, walk in my shoes and you might see things differently. So, moving on. It was great having Christian on, man. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it sucks that we had problems with the streaming.
yeah, it's all right. Well, I think
Well,
going
we have to
forward, we'll just do the weekly podcast on the YouTube live, just because
I'm sorry. Go
then
ahead.
I don't even have to upload it later because it's already there. People can just rewatch the live episode right on demand.
Well, we were doing that as well, but then we started using this one stream. It's all free, and you can go to Periscope as well.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, week after week after week, Periscope is 5 times the amount of people watching. I don't know why.
No,
But-
we'll figure something out.
Yeah. So, but hey guys, just pay attention to the Twitter feed, and you'll know what because we're always going to do these Thursdays around 8. That's never going to change.
Yeah.
Where we stream it at might change because I was really hoping that Hot Mic was going to kind of expand their reach, and not just from just mobile to computer.
To anything web browser based would be nice. Yeah, it's
Yeah. And because I think they're really good guys. Don't get me wrong, and they came out at the right time.
Yeah. Well, actually, they were all about sports. Like, they were meant to be all sports. And then the pandemic hit, and they were forced to pivot and move into other things like the live podcasts and other TV and entertainment ventures.
Oh yeah,
But they're good people. Yeah, we're still going to be here. We'll still be on the Hot Mic app for qualifying and the races. At least I will be. You guys are welcome to come on unless Frank is sleeping all day. But
yeah,
it's
normally they're Sundays.
Not getting rid of the Hot Mic. It's just maybe for the weekly podcast we might move to a little bit a different avenue to increase the reach.
Yeah, that and also an avenue that's tried and trusted. You know what I mean? So, and I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But that's one good thing is we don't try to always stay static. Try to do new things all the time.
You gotta push the bar, and you don't want to get stale and stagnate. I've been doing this since I was 18.
I worked really hard to get here, picking up, or following around golfers, being a caddy, and then doing radio on the side, man.
Yeah, man.
We were so poor. But yeah, dude, I all the new episodes I finally found the files. So I didn't know what they were labeled, dude. I finally found them. I'm telling you, Jared, like 5 more years of content that I found.
Nice.
That nobody else.
I'll have to get that from you.
Well, I have, put it this way, I have what is this? A 512 gigabyte SD card.
Mm-hmm.
Not even close. Like I could fit maybe a fifth of what I found on here.
Well, then I guess I'll have to get you a big drive.
Yeah, like I would need a terabyte, like a
that
terabyte.
Can be arranged.
Just go on Amazon and send it to me or something. You know what I mean? And I'll download it to you and send it to you. If anybody's an Opie and Anthony fan out there, I'm just gonna say it. If anybody is an Opie and Anthony fan out there, I have shows from I think it's from 96 to 02, and then from 04 to 06 when they came back on XM. So when it went to XM to Sirius, that's where it stops. So I have every show they've ever done from then on. And I think I sent Jared. What I think I sent you what
I got a sampling of some of the old stuff. It was mostly just broken up bits and specific content and less on the actual full episodes.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Are we
But-
are we done here?
Yeah, I mean, there's actually a few more news things I want to talk about before we
Uh.
can let Missy go. But
I think
the
she has no-
cooling of the cockpits has been an issue with the Indy Grand Prix last weekend. It was really hot in the cars.
Yeah, she's just going to go to the bathroom. She'll be
Oh,
right
okay.
back.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, there's
yeah,
a lot of
I was
cooling
thinking-
options have been changed.
Yeah, because like I mean, I don't, riding a Harley, I did not use a windshield, right? And I'm getting blasted in the face with 60-mile-an-hour wind, and when it's 90 degrees out, you're getting blasted with 90-degree wind. It's not cool. It doesn't. It's not refreshing. It isn't.
No.
Until you sweat a lot, and then you go. That's about the only time it's refreshing. But it dries up really quick.
Well,
then
I
you're-
mean,
Yeah.
the cars had, but before now, they had the little induction port in the very front of the top part there, right in front of the aero screen. That's supposed to divert air to the driver's feet, which is okay. And then they added the one pod that people saw
But-
on the side that brought it, which that would actually brought in air specifically to the hose into the driver's helmet. And so
Yeah, but-
now for this weekend at Road America, the IndyCars actually allowed the teams had a second one on the opposite side, and that it can then point that duct anywhere they want inside
Now-
the cockpit to help cool the cockpit itself.
Now think about it. Like, how much would a piece of dry ice, maybe 3 inches by 3 inches, weigh? How much?
A pound, maybe
Okay,
two.
So in each, right before the two hoses that go into their helmet, you stick a little block of dry ice in each one. Boom, air conditioning.
As long as it's not spewing off lethal levels of carbon dioxide into the air.
It's ice. It's ice.
Yeah, but it's not just dry. It's frozen carbon dioxide, so it's pure carbon dioxide coming off of it. You don't want
No.
to put too much carbon dioxide into their air that they're breathing
Car-
lap after
Carbon
lap.
dioxide is not water.
I know it's not.
Well, I'm talking about dry ice.
Oh, you mean like an actual ice pack? You mean like, or are you talking about dry ice like what they ship meat in in the mail? Because that's actually frozen carbon dioxide.
I'm talking about H2O frozen.
Okay, so just say frozen block of regular ice.
Yes, but
Okay.
with a slight bit of carbon dioxide to keep it colder longer.
Okay,
I didn't know it was made of carbon dioxide. Okay.
yes, dry
I
ice
don't
is
know
just
Why is it
frozen
made up?
liquid.
I hear dry,
Yes,
I hear
solidified CO2 or just
ice. Why is everybody crashing and passed out? Oh, I guess the dry ice thing was a bad idea.
Why don't we just put helium in their cockpits and then make them all talk on the radios at really high pitches? I mean, it wouldn't really affect Zach Veach so much, but
Dude, can you imagine him on helium? Oh my goodness. Even the chipmunks would go, "What was that?"
yeah, that's what I'll start doing. I'll just start bringing balloons to the racetrack and then making drivers suck helium, and then I'll interview them on helium.
That's a great gig. That's a good shtick. That's great shtick right there. So how's the race? It's really good. Yeah. Oh god, I can't even do it. But actually, I do have effects on my mixer. I could probably do it, but I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not going to attempt.
And then the other news I saw that Frank's gonna love this one. Gateway announced yesterday that there will be an IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader that weekend with the Truck Series.
I'm done.
It's a Truck Series though. Truck Series isn't bad. It's just a trucks.
Look, if NASCAR needs IndyCar so they can get the ratings back up,
Or it's
That's
more like they just needed something else on the track to keep the fans that are going to be there entertained.
I'm totally fine.
Until it rains, because it seems like every year it rains at Gateway.
Well, 2 years ago was the greatest. It was like the greatest race weekend. I think, 2018, man. 2018 will hold like the entire year and every race that we went to, and minus the Pocono thing because that sucked. All right, but other than that, it was a great year of racing. It really was. It was a great year to go to races. Met a lot of great people. You know, I remember that was the last race that we saw Marty and the family there. It was just all around great. You know, like that race was amazing. Willpower just dominated. You know. I remember the entire race. I had to calm Will's mother-in-law down because every time he would pit, he would come out and he'd be like an 18th, because the whole pit cycle had to go through.
Yeah.
So I'd calm her down like, no, don't worry. In about 5 to 10 laps, he'll be in first again because everybody hasn't pit. How do you know so much? I'm like, I'm very smart. High IQ. I tell her. I never took IQ tests. I'm terrified to see what it is, but yeah, I mean, like just the whole year in general just was really, I got to drink the milk in Victory Lane, that year, Will's win. It was just, that like after that year, I was like, I don't know what much more I could do to top this experience,
Yeah.
So, and then last year the races that we went to, they were fine. We had a good time. We did.
Oh yeah.
We did some different things last year than we normally do. But this year, really, we kind of planned not to go to too many races for certain reasons. And it's weird that it just turned out to be like not many, none. How about none? So didn't expect that. But it's all right. Well, not that I have anything to do with it. I take what I can get.
It is what it is. I'm glad that we have Hot Mike to give us the ability to still contribute and stuff during the pandemic. I hope to get to a racetrack soon, hopefully next weekend. But
What's
we'll see. Iowa's next weekend.
Yeah, but that's a 20-hour drive each way.
Yeah, that's a long drive for you. It's only about 6.5 hours for me.
Well, I mean, we've done it the last 5 years in a row.
I know.
Tackle on a few more extra hours because I need more pit stops this year.
Yeah, she's got to pee more often. TJ, get her a big Gatorade bottle. Truck drivers do it all. I don't know about female truck drivers, but
no.
Well,
but Missy, you missed us.
Pre or post surgery?
Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's a joke. Joke. Don't take it serious.
Yeah. No.
I gotta watch.
No jokes. No offensive stuff. It's bad.
Yeah. You can't say nothing negative about nobody no more.
Yeah.
Because everybody's a snowflake.
Yep.
I just did it again, didn't I?
But yeah, let's finish wrapping up this news and then we'll get out of here for the week. But the air cooling, they've added an extra side pod to help increase the cool airflow into the cockpit. There was also some other changes this week to the rules. Now during the hold on, Frank. Let me just finish here, Frank. So they moved the water bottle. The actual location of the in-car water bottle has been moved out away from the radiators because somehow the bottles, the liquid inside the bottles, was getting pretty hot that the drivers were having to drink. So they're allowed to relocate that to make it cooler. Also, during pit stops, IndyCar added one extra person allowed over the wall whose job is to do the tear-offs on the windscreen. Well, that person now is also allowed to give the driver a drink bottle, like a separate one that they can drink on during the pit stop so that they don't have to use their in-car bottle so that they can get more fluids. But I still want to know how it's going to work. How are you going to get a straw or whatever to a driver inside his helmet in under 7 seconds?
Dude, that's got to look like the craziest crazy straw in crazy straw history.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. I hope they have a close-up of somebody, some crew guy trying to sneak a straw under that helmet so Hinch or whoever can get a drink.
Tell me about it. That's going to be hysterical. Like the crazy straw that think about all the bends and loops and everything. It's got to be chocolate milk. Nothing but chocolate milk can go through that straws. Sorry. If it's a crazy straw, chocolate milk. That's got to be in the regulations.
Oh yeah. And the very last thing that you will only see during the first practice tomorrow, or Saturday, first practice Saturday. They're adding an experimental top air duct to the aero screen that will bring in more air throughout the entire cockpit itself. But it's only going to be tested by Andretti, Ganassi, and Penske cars in that very first practice, basically to collect data for IndyCar to see if it's something that they may bring on for everybody.
You think that would add downforce and take it away?
I mean, I don't know if it's going to add downforce, but it's going to add a shit ton of drag.
A what?
A ton. Sorry. Sorry. It's going to add a ton of drag.
Explicit.
Sorry. I've forgotten where I was at. My apologies.
I do it all the time.
And but yes, it will only increase drag. I have a feeling the aero screen itself will actually generate downforce itself, like right onto like the top center of the car.
If iRacing has gotten the physics of being in a pack at all with the aero screen compared to without it, then my goodness, is it just insane? Like, have you raced with the aero screen yet?
Yes, I have.
Have you noticed the huge difference of the dirty air before and after? I have. And I'm talking on short tracks too. I mean, super speedways, sure, you always have that, but short tracks, it's just a mess. You're all over the place. And I'm just wondering, because their physics model is really close. I mean, it's the closest you're going to find. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it's a huge unknown to begin with, and we haven't heard many interviews from any of the engineers or the drivers or anything about the aero screen. Have you noticed? Like was Mark Miles in there saying, just if anybody asks you about aero screen, just tell them no comment, something or other. I mean, have you heard anything?
I haven't heard a whole lot of comments on it, but I haven't heard a whole lot of people asking about it.
Why not? You don't think it would be the first thing I would ask? It's the biggest unknown that's out there, and your guy, I'm going to say your guys because you are a journalist. Your guy's job is to give me that information. Where is it? I don't have it. Why not? You've had
then I guess on Saturday or Sunday when they have the post qualifying and post race Zoom meetings, you should hop on there and you can ask.
Yeah, I have to get a hold of Arnie. I think Arnie sends them out.
Yes, Arnie. Yeah, Arnie sends out the emails. Like if you get normal emails from Arnie, they have Zoom info. I can also forward it to you.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I know we get normal emails from Anderson, but or Michelle, whatever. But I think we get. I don't know. I turn notifications off of emails like a year ago. I see emails when I feel like looking at them. It's terrible. I know. I'm terrible. But it was getting annoying. Grab my phone every 10 seconds. Anyways. All right. Missy, I rose my hand. Missy, do you know what dry ice is made out of?
Excuse me?
Do you know what dry ice is made out of?
No.
Me neither. See? Because I said put a little block of dry ice in the scoops, because they were complaining about being too hot, and it's air conditioning. But then they probably die of CO2 poisoning because it's made out of CO2. I don't know. You learn something new every day.
Hey, here we go. I believe I got. Oh, yep. There it is.
Solid form of carbon dioxide. Yep. Primary. See, cooling agent. That's what I mean. They could put a filter in there, right?
See, right here. Well, not generally very toxic. The outgassing from it can cause hypercapnia due to buildup in confined locations. So yeah, if you're pumping that into the driver's helmet, oh yeah, you're gonna fuck them up.
Yeah, here you are. Well, it was a good idea, I thought.
Yeah. I mean, if you can like filter out that extra carbon dioxide, then yeah, that would be absolutely an amazing idea to cool the air going into the driver's helmet. What better way to keep you cool than to keep your head cool in the air that you're breathing into your body? It's a good
Yeah, right.
idea.
Well, thank you. I was thinking, you know.
And
But-
I think that what IndyCar has done this week as far as relocating drink bottles and trying to see if we can find a way to get drivers some extra drinks during the pit stop is good. Opening up ducts on the anything they can do. I just know anytime you mess with the aerodynamics of that car, so just to bring in air to the cockpit or stuff, all you're doing is increasing drag.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is downforce in a way, because downforce slows you down anyway. You know, I just don't want it to become like too much of a thing where it's almost lifting the inside of the car up, you know? Or, I don't know. I'm not an aerodynamicist, so. But, I don't know. All I want to say is I am looking forward to watching Road America. It's on the Sunday, right? Is it Saturday and Sunday? Or are they doing it? Yeah, well, what's the,
5
Missy D?
on Saturday, 12 on Sunday? No. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's 5 o'clock Saturday, 12 on Sunday. For
5
this weekend
p.m.?
or Iowa? Or for this weekend or Iowa?
For this weekend.
This weekend, yeah. Noon
So-
on Sunday, 5 o'clock Saturday.
5 p.m. race Saturday,
Yes,
huh?
5 p.m. Saturday, NBC Sports, and then Sunday is noon on NBC Regular.
They don't have lights on that track, right?
They do not. It's why a 5 o'clock race. It's only
So,
it's
like 8
6.
o'clock?
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock Eastern. Oh wait, no, 5 o'clock. Oh yeah, 5 o'clock Eastern is 4 o'clock their time.
Okay, that makes
Yeah.
more sense then. So, because I was gonna say, like, you know, if there's like 2 decent cautions, we're gonna drive into to the dark. Yeah,
Just put
okay.
headlights on the cars.
Sure.
Just slap a flashlight to it. I'm pretty sure I've seen flashlights left on cars that have pulled out of pit lane before.
Yeah, you know,
That happened at Indy.
you know, a few double D's, you know, mag light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll come flying off the car, and hey, but we got arrow screens though. It's cool. There you
Yep.
go. Thank you. And if you have a NBC Sports Gold, NBC Gold, whatever, highly recommend it. Highly recommended. I mean, especially for this year. If there was any other year to have it, goodness gracious. I mean, it'll pay for itself the first day you use it.
Yeah. This one, the Friday night Iowa race, is going to be the interesting one. That's a Friday night.
Yeah, and
But
it won't be like 95 degrees in
No,
Iowa.
but
It'll be a nice,
I
cool.
love the night race.
Yeah,
And
Iowa
then
nice at night.
I also like the idea of being able to drive home on Sunday.
I might fly out there, only if you pay though.
Well, I put out a message to my buddy Roger to see if I can just ride with him and fly right into the Newton Airport right next to the track. But
Your friend who?
my friend Roger.
Oh, Penske.
Yeah, my buddy Roger. He's
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Oh,
I put out a
you're-
message to see if he'll pick me
Garrett
up.
that took my seat.
Yeah, he only had so many seats on the private jet.
I know. That's what he said. He's like, look, Frank. I mean, I always got you, but
How much
Yeah.
cake do you have for the chipper?
some cheddar for the chipper.
Some cheddar for the chipper. And then I get you got to make your mouth foam up.
Yeah, and like drool or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
goodness great. Yeah. Did never mind. Oh, we'll talk after the podcast. So all right. So any other news or anything else that we want to go over with Missy?
Yeah, I think Missy mentioned that the Indy 500 was canceled.
Yep. Big news.
I don't know. Is it?
It
Well,
is not. Indy clarified it. So StubHub, and it's StubHub. It's a resale market. StubHub was initially given a block of tickets for the Indy 500 that they could resell. Now,
They
because
always-
of but given the way that they're redoing all the tickets and distancing and stuff, all the tickets that were given to StubHub initially have been canceled. So as far as they're concerned, if you bought an original ticket on StubHub for the race, it's canceled.
You can get your
And
money back.
so they StubHub poorly worded it. And so, but StubHub has now got a new block of tickets for the race with the new layout of the seating and stuff that they can sell. So anybody who had bought an initial 500 ticket, had it canceled, they got 120% credit for it. And now there's a new block of tickets that they could buy.
What does 120% credit mean?
So if you bought a ticket for $100 and paid StubHub $100, they gave you a credit for $120 on your account.
So you can update your seat then.
Yes, you could buy new tickets and still have money left
Don't.
over.
Don't keep the seat. Get the $20. Boom.
Right, yeah, like you could rebuy whatever tickets you had before as close as you can, and then pocket an extra $20.
Yeah,
because yeah.
But
if you read it and didn't know any better, you'd think that the race was canceled by the way they had worded it. So that's all StubHub's fault. Doug Bowles clarified all that, or Mark Miles, one of those guys clarified that today.
Now, I was talking to Missy about this last thing, and what she doesn't like and I don't like, but I get it because I understand IndyCar has nothing to do with this. People need to calm down and stop yelling at Mark Miles and Jay Fry and IMS. It's not their fault that if IMS is not a sellout, then that market gets blacked out. It's just like that for football games. If an Eagles game is not a sellout, we can't watch it on TV.
Which has never happened.
I know it's never happened, but it's still in the contract clause. It's in the contract to make sure that the team or the sports, whatever, they get their money through fans attending the sporting event. So, and with today's HD and all that, the best seat at the track is in your house. So in order to counter that, they have to do this blackout clause. Well, unfortunately, with the whole spacing and everything, this will not be a sellout. It's obviously not going to be a sellout.
No, but they've already said that basically to them a sellout is 50%. So if they may end up hitting that 50% that they would claim as a blackout or as a sellout and lift it. They have actually mentioned.
Okay, I'm sorry.
They have actually mentioned that it is not cut and dry, and it should be noted that when the blackout was lifted in 2016, they didn't actually say that the blackout was lifted until the Wednesday before the race. So don't read into it too much until Carb Day. If they haven't said anything by Carb Day, then you can pretty much assume that the blackout is on. But if they're going to lift it, they're going to do it a few days before the race.
Do you think they
Absolutely, they should.
Why? So
because even if you don't hit, I don't believe in that blackout at 100% because of the capacity. It's a lot of people. If you said 95% or 98%. And you made it a more realistic target, because you're still going to make profit at 98% capacity. Because you're going to have a few seats,
right? Yeah, a football game. I mean, I think the link can fit Missy? Like the link can fit 250,000, if that. No,
the link cannot. The biggest indoor football or the biggest regular football stadium is the Big House in Ann Arbor for Michigan, and that's 108,000 or something like that. So, in the majority of NFL stadiums are 60 to 70.
Yeah, I would say the link is between 45 to
Indy
60.
is 250, and that's just the grand
I know
slams.
that. Yeah, that's why I said that. Yeah.
So you can't say that 100% sellout is your only trigger for removing the blackout. You have to make it a realistic number. Because you could have like a few sparsely populated seats in the lower rows of like turn 4 or whatever, areas that don't traditionally sell, but you say, oh well, no, we didn't sell out. Blah blah blah. We're gonna black it out when it's 98% capacity and you're making money off of it. If you're making a lot of money, it doesn't make any sense why you can't.
Right, but I mean, they've already said that they're only going to be able to sell what? I mean,
well, yeah, they're limiting the capacity to half.
Well, not even half. I think it was like a little bit less than half. I think it was like 46%.
Yes, something like that. But whatever they set the capacity at, if it reaches that, I'm sure they will lift the blackout. If
But
they reach whatever capacity
should
they
they
preset.
single this out though? Should they single this out and lift the blackout because of situation?
Regardless? No.
I don't think they. I think they should still black it out because if you do it for one, you should do it for all, and you're not going to.
You lift the blackout if you meet your if you meet the capacity. If they say we're selling this many tickets, we're going to allow this much capacity. If you sell that many tickets, whether it's half of what you're normally hold, whatever you allocate and say we're gonna, if we hit this number, that's what we're at. That's when
Good
we'll lift
point.
the blackout. Not,
So-
I mean, so
so
even if
they-
they
so
sell
they'll probably
50%,
say it-
yeah,
okay.
if they cap it at sales at 50, but only lift the blackout at 100, that's stupid because it's impossible. You have
That's
to
my
match
point.
whatever your limit is.
So yeah, so say you can sell only like 40% of the tickets, and then
And you then sell that 40%, you lift
only
the blackout.
sell, and then you only sell 50% of that 40%.
Right. Yeah, so if you
then the blackout's on. Okay, I
right.
got
If you
you.
sell 40, if you
that
only
makes
sell
more
40% of the capacity but only 35% actually sells, you still have
Yeah.
a blackout.
Yeah.
But if that full 40% sells, no blackout.
Missy, we were talking about this the other day, and that makes more sense to me. Does that make more sense to you?
We weren't talking about this. I was talking about if it's going to be only 50% capacity, they should just cancel the race and let it go to next year.
Okay, so she's in a camp of her own over there with that.
So
thought.
she just wants to wait till next year.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. But hey,
You can agree or agree.
No, I respect your opinion, no matter how wrong it is.
No, there's part of me that believes that, because if it's not going to be Indy if it's only 50%. You're going to see the cars going down the front straight, and that grandstand is not going to be packed.
Fair. Dude, bottom line is, if they're about to do race 4 basically, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're about to do race 3 and 4, right? So I say you do Indy 500 because you're doing the season. There's a lot of sponsors, particularly sponsors, that have sponsored like people who are, I can just throw a bunch of names out there now. I mean, Connor Daly, for example, right? So, Connor Daly won't. So you know what I mean? Like, the sponsors pay the drivers to race this year so they can be at the Indy 500 on the car. If you take the Indy 500 away, the sponsors leave, and then the season's done. So the Indy 500 is so crucial, and you know how I know this is because when the split happened, what happened? IndyCar just cut their own throat wide open. All right, because nobody watched CART, nobody watched the other one. So because you want the great drivers at Indy, and they weren't. And you know what I mean? Like, it was ridiculous. And that's what happens when you take the Indy 500 away from the main bulk of IndyCar. We've seen this happen before. Well,
I hope it still happens. I hope that anyone, or the people who want to attend and are not afraid, can attend. I hope that the media that wants to be able to be there and cover it is allowed to do so. I'd like to see things return to more normalcy, but I'm not going to hold my breath.
I mean, because Missy and I'm just going to say, we're kind of on a time clock here. I mean, there's only so much we're going to be able to do come next year. And it really sucks that we haven't been able to make it to the races that we've made it to yet. But, it is what it is.
I can say I'm not going to be making any races this year.
And I can say,
and I have some, because I mean, it's just, the bottom line is I have something more important going on, and I trust myself to do what I'm supposed to. No offense to everyone out there, but I don't trust you people to do what you're supposed to.
I see them every day. They don't.
I know, like I know you people don't wash your hands. No, I'm not. I can't risk myself, and like I said, I have something else. I have another life to think about now, so it's just not happening.
Like I like to say, don't be a Karen. That's all I have to say. So on that note, don't be a Karen, Missy.
And on that note, you know that I know that Frank, Jared, everybody knows that.
And Christian.
And Christian. There's a doubleheader at Road America this weekend, you know?
Mm-hmm.
RA, baby.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in throughout all the struggles. We
wait,
will
wait,
be
wait.
back
Hold on.
next week.
Oh, real quick, Missy. Poll. Winner. Quick. It's tradition. We always have this.
Joseph Newgarden.
For both?
What, pole and win?
Yeah.
For both races? Well, no, not for both races.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, winner. Chicken dinner. Who?
Newgarden and Dixon for the other one.
Christian and Missy are in the same pile as two. Jared?
I don't know. This feels like I keep saying willpower on pole because I just feel like it's just it's his year. Like it's, if not this, it's gonna be very soon within the next year or two that he breaks that pole record by AJ Foyt.
Dude, he's going in. Are they doing two qualifying? Or are they doing?
I didn't see the specifics. I know they're doing regular Firestone Fast Sticks qualifying for the first race. I think the second race, and I probably should have pulled up the weekend schedule. And I'm sure someone will message me before I've even gotten onto the website to look it up.
Oh, you kidding? I'm sure I'll get 5 DMs of what it is. My point being is, I was just asking winner, not pole.
Oh yeah, power to win, and I'm going to go with Alexander Rossi to win it.
Oh, okay, so power.
He needs a big comeback.
I know, and I mean personally, I agree with you. I say he sweeps the whole weekend.
And there's already correction. There is no Firestone Fast Six qualifying. Both races have a split group, old school traditional style. One round, you split the field in half and set it from there.
Oh, bring what you got, lay it down, like
Yeah. So like the whoever's like the fastest between both sessions will be P1, and then fastest in the other session will be P2, and then you just alternate back and forth down the whole way, and that'll be both races.
I love it that way.
But you will at least be able to see on NBC Sports the qualifying for the first round, for the first race at I believe it's 2:30 on Saturday.
And if you have NBC Gold, you'll be able to.
And if you have NBC Gold, you can watch everything, every practice, qualifying, and then all the races on demand.
However, yet again, USF 2000 and all them, they're not.
No, they have sadly not added video for that.
But they're there though, right?
Yes, USF 2000, Indy Pro 2000 today was their testing and practice. Tomorrow they will both have doubleheader races and qualifying.
I do not understand why Indy Lights is canceled if IndyCar isn't. I don't get it. I just don't get it. It's almost like IndyCar didn't want to deal with it like they didn't have to deal with IndyCar. I don't understand it. But whatever. Yeah. I just don't get that decision.
Yep.
But
yeah, qualifying is from the qualifying show will be on NBC Sports from 2:30 to 3 o'clock on Saturday, and we'll be here on the hot mic for it.
Yep. So while you're watching it, just go to your phone, go to Hot Mic, throw some earbuds in, and listen to us talk about it.
Hopefully, they will have their issues fixed by then.
Yep. And you can chat with us, and it's a big family watching IndyCar together, and just talking, BSing with each other, and it's a lot of fun.
Yep.
All right, Jared, thanks for everything. Missy, thanks for everything, and I mean everything. More than everything. You're awesome. She is still there, I know, but but she's still there. Thanks for everything, Missy.
Yep. Thanks everybody.
All right, thanks for coming out, guys, and enjoy the racing this weekend. And we'll talk to you next week. Peace.